Hi everyone, Lisa here from Down to Earth Gardening. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is our very last video of the year, and it's the end of December, and man, it's really cold out. It's been in the 20s this week. So the gardens get a little blah. I'm in zone 6A in the winter here, and I want to give you an easy way to spruce up your gardens in the winter. And I'm going to show you 4 of my favorite evergreen shrubs, because evergreens really are the easiest way to spruce up a garden in the winter. I'm hibernating a little bit, but of course I still want to enjoy my gardens, sometimes from the window. So before I start the video, I do want to say thank you so much for joining our growing community this year. It's been a pleasure bringing these videos to you. I feel so lucky that I'm able to do this for a living and also share it with you. And I want to wish all of you peace, love, joy, happiness, and of course, beautiful gardens for 2023. Thank you for joining us today. Today's video is going to be on low maintenance shrubs, and these are really going to pop in the winter, but what I love about these shrubs is they're really going to give you interest all year long. So right now it's fall in New England. We're in zone 6A. It's always great to check your zone. That's number one thing you want to do before selecting your plants and shrubs and trees. So for 6A, these shrubs are really tried and true for me. They work great. So number one on the list today is this Pieris japonica, and it's called Flaming Silver, and rightfully so. So the new foliage here emerges pink to a red, thus the flame in the name. But it's a broadleaf evergreen, and it's variegated, and it also flowers. So flower time is in the spring, so usually it's April to early May, and they look much like lily of the valley. These are the spent blooms. So this has also been called lily of the valley shrub, which is a cute little name that I really like for this. But it really has the best of both worlds, because it has beautiful, interesting foliage, and it flowers, and it's an evergreen. So this one here is really popping right now. Very low maintenance, low care. You have the option of deadheading the spent blooms, but to be honest with you, I really love, and I kind of want you to see close, how the faded blooms look. So we typically don't deadhead them. And as far as shaping the shrub, it does have a mounded form. And typically what we do is, of course, if there's anything dead or anything that's really poking out unnaturally, so we'll clip it out. So this shrub is a slow grower, but it gets to about 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide, so you do want to plant accordingly when you're first planting. This little shrub here, this size, is probably going to take about 10 years to reach the 5-foot mark. So like I said, it's a slow grower. So this is an all-around beautiful shrub. It's really not fussy with soil, and as far as sun orientation, you can do sun, shade, partial shade. The only thing I will say is if it's got full shade, you're not going to get as nice of a flower. So this is the number one pick, and I'm going to show you some others. So the next shrub in our lineup today is the gold mop cypress. It's Cypress gold mop, also called the false threadleaf cypress. I really love this one because, again, it's really going to pop in the winter when there's not much else going on in our zone, but it really shines all year long with this beautiful ferny textured yellow foliage. So it is called a mop head cypress because if you turn it upside down, it's going to look like a mop, which I think is really cute. But this one here, on the tag, it will tell you that it gets about 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide. But in the field, when we've used it, to be honest with you, I've seen these grow up to 7 feet. They are slower growers, and one great thing about them is they don't really require much attention. I don't like to share these. You can if you like that look, but I really love this texture in the garden. But what I will say about it eventually getting a little too big for the spot is it's very easy just to shrink it down by selectively going in and pruning out some branches, and then you just kind of hide the cuts. You do a nice angled cut and you hide it in the shrub. And so you can kind of keep after it a little bit to keep it the right size for your spot. This shrub here, I have planted it in part sun, but it will do better in full sun. It will be more of a bright gold, and we've used it in containers and right in the garden bed. So this is another wonderful choice for a foundation planting, or if you're looking for a pretty evergreen shrub. Okay, so we have number 3 in our shrub lineup today, and it is the Boxwood. Buxus Green Velvet is the variety. So I really like this boxwood in particular because I do like the size and the shape. It will mature, it varies 2 to 4 feet tall and wide, but it stays nice and tight, so it looks really pretty mounded or sheared in a low hedge. So either or. I will say that it's probably a little fussier with its soil and its sun, and it does need more regular watering than the other shrubs that I showed you. But I do think for cottage garden, zen garden, containers, it's a pretty ideal little shrub. I do love to use it in my cottage gardens because I like to mix in a little bit of form, and I just really love the globe shape or sheared in some cute little short hedges. So part shade is probably the most ideal for this shrub, but it will take full sun as well. It doesn't scorch as readily as some of the other boxwood varieties, but you can see it's got a nice rich green foliage here. So, and again, you know, I'm talking about shrubs that will provide winter interest, but really these are going to also provide interest year-round. And we have our last shrub in the lineup today. What I love about this, which is a Japanese holly called sky pencil, is its narrow column form. So this makes it really fantastic for small spaces in that it only maxes out at about 2 to 3 feet wide. So when I think of small spaces, sometimes I'm working with a smaller entryway where there's not a lot of room, but I want to accent the entryway. These are ideal. They will get anywhere from 6 to 10 feet tall when they mature. They are fast growers, and you can leave them. You know, I kind of like the informality here, but if you want to control their height, you really can just shear them, and I've seen people flat top them, and that will keep them at the desired height for you. So this is an evergreen. It's going to stay green year round. It does like well-drained soil. You can do full sun to part sun is ideal for these. And which I also think is cool, which you don't get to see a lot, are the black berries here, the fruit, which you can see in the fall and the winter if there's a male pollinator nearby. So these two here, I think this one's got a few berries too, just came from the nursery, so they probably had a male pollinator nearby, but it's kind of fun that you get the chance to see this. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoyed doing these videos for you. And if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe to our channel for some future gardening videos.